Hello, welcome back to Ratropolis. This is the General today. I feel refreshed. I feel ready for a good run. I feel like we've been having some clunkers in the last two episodes. I'm ready to make my comeback. I'm ready to have a great one. Hopefully, you're having a great one today. How you doing today? Good to see you. It's Saturday for me. Taking it easy. Woke up a little bit ago, had my morning coffee already. Game feels a little quiet, but that's like, it's a bait. I know it's a bait, but I'm still gonna turn it up. But I know what's gonna happen to me. Just a touch. I know what's gonna happen, but I will let the game bait me in. Hopefully you're doing well today. Keeping your head up in these times. I'm doing fine. I actually have some things to talk about in this episode. It's crazy. I'm going to be bringing up an old topic, something that I said I would answer a really long time ago, but only just got around to finally finding the answer to. You may remember a little while ago, this is like maybe 30, 40 episodes ago, even at this point, I was talking about a story where someone sang a hook and then never got credited in an old rap song. You may remember this, you may not. However, I ended up looking up the story, and I can finally finish this tale that I had started. I don't even remember how I started this, like I don't remember how I got onto it, but I can finally finish it. So what this story was that I was telling all these like maybe a month or two ago at this point even, is essentially, let me parse what they've offered me here. I feel like I should take Pike Rat, however, I don't think I should take Pike Rat. I think I can afford Shoe Market and I can afford a wall, and the Shoe Market's kind of greedy. So, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, rap group from the 90s, pretty prominent, had a few pretty strong albums that are definitely worth checking out. I have not been a big Bone Thugs fan over the course of my life, however, you know, The Crossroads, Thuggish Ruggish Bone, great songs, advise me. Oh, we're taking Slinger. Interesting. I think I should take Livestock, but I kind of want to take a Tannery. Take a Tannery. Good songs if you like old school hip hop. They were pretty. I don't know if they still make any music, but they were pretty prominent in the 90s from my understanding. Anyway, one of their songs, one of the ones that I mentioned, Thuggish Ruggish Bone, has a very distinctive hook of a lady singing Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Why don't you pause this video, go just listen to, like, you don't even have to listen to much of the song, probably like the first 10 seconds and you'll hear it, because I'm pretty sure it opens with it. It's called why do these people just decide to drive tractors down my road as soon as I start recording? I don't understand it. With this yee John Deere looking bullshit, I'm trying to tell a story here. I don't even know if it comes across in the video, but it's so loud I have to assume it does. Anyway, now that they're so, look, I haven't heard a tractor all day. As soon as I press that start recording button though, someone's bound to pull out their chainsaw and start hacking away at some trees. Someone's got to get that tractor to the tractor supply company as soon as possible as well. Sudden emergency. I'm not actually upset with my neighbors, you know. That it would be very irrational and weird of me to be angry at my neighbors for making noise outside in the middle of the afternoon. It's just, you know, who the fuck chainsaws a tree at 3 p.m.? Not that that's happening yet, but you know, the day is still young, it is still quite bright outside and quite nice. But hopefully you've listened to the hook that I am speaking on, because it's a really, like, it's a good hook. Like, it's a really, I would almost say haunting. Like, it's one of those that, like, once you hear it for the first time, you can, I mean, and for me anyway, I can always hear it. Like, it's very memorable. But I always thought, because I didn't look too much into the Bone Thugs, I was more like a passive listener of their music, so I didn't really know, like, the members. I just thought that one of the members of Bone Thugs and Harmony sang that hook. However, come to find out, 4 or 5, we can take Steel here. I'll take Tannery as well. come to find out, I can take honey in case, yeah, honey's not bad in case I don't get a treasure chest off of this. Come to find out, because I was just like, I wonder if there's any more music. Like, I wonder which of the Bone Thugs sings this. So one day I was looking at Bone Thugs and Harmony on Wikipedia, and none of their members are female. And then I went, oh well, now I have questions. Like, do I want this bomb? No. So I looked into it further, looked into who sings that hook, and the lady who sings that hook, her name is Shatasha Williams, and if you're going, who's that? I've never heard of her. Yeah, same. And it's not like she's just some small-time singer that got a spot on this or anything like that. I mean, she was an aspiring singer back in the 90s, however, she did not, like this is where the story gets strange, right? Let me just tell you the story in its entirety here now. Essentially what happens is, she is, no joke, walking down the street past the record label where this song is being recorded, Eazy-E's record label. And the Bone Thugs are outside having a smoke break in the middle of recording. Or like in the middle of their recording session, they're like, alright, we're gonna take a break, we're gonna go smoke outside, right? Sure, why not? It's the 90s, people smoke pretty regularly. I feel like nowadays smoking is more of a rarity, however, what do I know? Anyway. Oh god, I'm kind of getting beat down right now. I'm kind of surprised, because I thought that Slinger was gonna do a lot of great work for me, and yet, kind of getting smacked around. But now we have our infinite setup, and it's fine. Anyway, as they were taking the smoke break, she is walking down the street. She sees them outside, and I don't think she knows who they are. The she in this case is the lady who sings this hook, and she goes, hey, is that a recording studio? To which the Bone Thugs of course reply, yes, it is a recording studio, this is Eazy-E's recording studio. And then she's like, hey, I'm a singer. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy, we're looking for a singer for our hook. And then she's like, hey, I'm a singer. And then they take her inside and she sings that hook. And it's a really good hook. And if that was where the story ended, I would be like, wow, what a crazy story. But it goes, like, basically, the rest of the story is that there's a whole article about this on Complex. If you look it up, you can find it. I think the article's called, like, I Found Shatasha Williams or something like that. I should have bought a wall here, but I was in the middle of telling a story and I forgot. Anyway. The way that this story finishes out is that, like, she was an aspiring singer in the LA music scene in the early 90s. She had a few, like, she had, like, a record deal with the record label that Eazy-E started. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Revenge, but I don't remember for sure. And then, and like, she sang on this hook, and this song, by the way, is very popular. If you have not heard of it, it is, it's a classic, because I'm still talking about it, and we are in, like, 25-ish years after it was recorded, is a more fair estimate. But she did not see any royalties from this, and, like, she had a debut record planned, and then, unfortunately, the song that is in question that got her started here, the one that got her on the radar, was recorded in, like, I think 93 or 94, and then her album was meant to come out in the later half of 1994 on Eazy-E's record label. And if you know about the timeline of events here, you know how this story ends. Oh, I'm really glad I went Steel Infinite, because fuck this shit. I'd be mad as hell right now. Thankfully, I'm just telling a story, so I don't have time to be mad. 3, 6. I should play a honey so that I can take the next one of these. Okay. This all sucks, though. Hold on. Do I pass this? I guess I take research. That's okay. But yeah, essentially right before, and this is where I'm like, man, this is such a sad story. Right before she was supposed to have her debut album, Eazy-E fucking dies. Like, he had AIDS and died in, I think, March of 1994, if my memory is correct. and his record label basically dissolves. She gets no money from the song that she sang on his record label, and her album never comes out, and she just moves on with her life, basically. It's just like, it's crazy because I think this is a pretty wild story. Not like super wild, but it's an interesting story, and it's just the first half of that story I find pretty crazy, because it's like, what are the odds that you're an aspiring singer, and you're just walking down the street past Eazy's record label when Bone Thugs and Harmony are about to record one of the biggest hits of their career, and they're just like, hey, you want to sing on the hook? Like, that's insane. And then on top of that, the fact that she was about to have her debut single release, and then Eazy-E died and his record label dissolved, is just crazy. Now, this story isn't 100% accurate. I've definitely omitted some details, and, you know, there's like, she had sung on a hook before, and there's a bit of, like, you know. I really removed a unit so I can't play research again. That's crazy. Please don't be, weasel barrels. Although, we are due. No, we're not. That's the end of my story. I find it very interesting because, you know, you find someone who sang on a really classic, really well like received song, and I was like, this lady's probably set for life off of record sales, right? And it's like, nah, she got nothing. She got very, very little. So it's honestly kind of a sad story. I should take Treasure Hunter here, because Treasure Hunter works. But that's going to be 4 military units: Slinger, Guards, Shield Rat, Treasure Hunter. I mean, the Slinger's not doing a whole lot for me right now. I'm gonna take Treasure Hunter. I started that story a very long time ago in the middle of an episode, but couldn't remember how it ended, and now I have the ending for it, so I figured I'd finish this in case you have been watching me long enough to remember that story and still were wondering about the ending. I think it's an interesting story. I had one other thing that I was like, oh yeah, and I'm going to talk about this, but, you know, 12 minutes of telling a story about Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I'm out. I'm tapped out, dudes. Wait, they killed all my shield rats. What the hell? Please, my houses. I need them. I need to get shield rat. We're okay. Like, even with this Steel Infinite, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have to take Expel them from the city, but I don't know. I don't know. I think we're gonna take... The upgrade's weird because we have research, right? But like, this all sucks. I think I might take Ballista here. I think I should take Ballista. How strange, but like, this is unprecedented. I'm not sure I've ever done this before, but I'm just gonna like take Ballista. I feel like we've been getting some clunkers from our boss chests, so you know, I mean, it's beneficial in some capacity. It doesn't necessarily hurt. 2 upgrades are pretty nice. You can probably get rid of honey at this point. I don't think I'm gonna drop any combos here. Oh, and that's just like, the Ballista just kills those weasels with the harpoons. I thought about setting it up further back for weasel barrels, but you know. Musketeer. I could try to buy him and have him redeem himself after our last crushing defeat at his hands. I'm not too worried about these weasel barrels because, you know, we have a steel combo. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, to be honest with you. It's kind of problematic what we're looking at right now, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. I feel like I should toss Slinger. I don't think I'm gonna play this unit anymore. But we're gonna find out if Treasure Hunter Shield Rat wins games. The answer is probably. Although on this map, who knows? Hard to say. What I won't do is I won't willingly pass on anything good. That's what I'm gonna not do here. I won't willingly pass on a... Oh god. Sorry, I'm getting a little mind flooded here. There's a lot of things happening to me all at once, and I have to figure out what I'm trying to do. I think I want to play another research, and then we'll just run a little bit of a skeleton crew here for a little bit. Because we can just, like, survive by playing these units while we finish our upgrades. Oh, hey, they're just killing my wall. That's right. I almost forgot that Weasel Barrels do this to you. Hey, shield rat upgrade's pretty sweet. Almost forgot that Weasel Barrel just does that if you don't have backline. He just walks right past you. And you gotta be ready for it. Almost. I think I can remove honey. This card has served its purpose. I don't know, I've been feeling very out of it with Ratropolis lately. I don't know why. I feel like my mojo's all gone. Speaking of mojo, this is the only reason that I'm saying speaking of mojo is because there's a popular radio station near me called one of the radio stations near me has Mojo as one of their like main DJs. That's why saying Mojo reminded me of this, just so you have the context. You know, and oh man, did I just geolocate myself? That's a Detroit radio station. Surprise. I live somewhere where I get radio near Detroit. You can triangulate my location and find me now. Oh no. Hearing a lot of death. Oh god. I was like, hey, what is dying? And then I heard the sound of my wall getting chewed on, and it was an oh. Yeah, we're taking Samurai here to get me out of this one right now. That'll deal with the problem. Honestly, that was kind of funny. I found that to be funny. Just that, hey, what's that noise? Oh no. Instant recognition of what that noise was. We got Relic though, and we have a full upgraded deck. That should be pretty good. We're just gonna, look, they're gonna break through. It's okay, I'm just going to prepare myself for the next round. Anyway, I've been thinking about, you know, mostly just thinking about radio stations. And like being a not really me being a radio DJ, but just like being a radio DJ in general. Because I looked at Mixer for the first time in a long time recently. And they have a whole section of, hey, what's that noise over here? Okay, we're good. Just making sure I'm not dead. This is a mess though. Like this map, this run so far is a mess. This is an absolute disaster. But no, they have where was I going with that? Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that I am getting so absolutely ruined here. I took this attack, but I don't have time to play it, and like removing upgraded cards actually lowers my income right now, which is not good. We're gonna go ahead and let me, you know, this isn't a time for me to go off on about something else, because this is a time to deal with the fact that the world is ending around me. My colony burns. I just need to recover. I'll finish. I mean, basically, Mixer, radio stations, like using a live streaming platform as your like medium for. It's not like legit radio stations. It's not like, you know, one of the local radio stations is streaming on Twitch, because like that would be weird. But it got me thinking about it, right? It's like, oh, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Boys, you gotta turn around. Like, this is ridiculous. This ballista's just getting farmed right now. We're at 10 over here. Oh, God. Good thing I took attack. You know, it's like, at this point I can't complain about the coast because we've played so much of it. But still, this map fucking annoys the hell out of me. I gotta tell you. It's just annoying to have to look at this shit. This fucking absolute bull. But no, like, this episode's so scattered because I'm like, I start to think about something to talk about. I'm like, oh yeah, this is something I wanted to talk about, and then something goes terribly wrong and I have to go fix the burning of my colony. and then I try to recover what I was talking about, but it's too late. Duckling Rider is a good pickup here. Hot take. Especially ahead of this boss. You know, I've said it how many times you think, but this is a great game that I hope that they don't just release like this, because it's also a fucking mess. It's also just such a mess. I hope that this game gets all of the work done that I feel like it needs to make it not such a frustrating piece of shit. But like, I love this game too. Despite my anger. Despite all my rage, I'm still a Ratropolis player. In a cage. Although I'm not really in a cage, I'm just kind of, you know, it's like a mental cage, if you will. A Nicolas Cage, perhaps. I just think there's a lot of little quality of life things this game needs. I hope that they do them, but I understand if they don't. But like, man oh man. Honestly, this is all I need. All I need. I just need a button that I can press at the wall. Right here. Put a button right here. Let me just call my units back to this wall. Never again will I have to complain. I mean, I'll complain a little bit about like how Weasel Barrels just walk right past me and all that, but you know, for the most part I won't complain. Anyway, I don't really know where I was going with the radio DJ line. It's just one of those things that I think about from time to time. Like I went for a drive the other day and, you know, turned on the radio as I am wont to do while driving. I'm not a Spotify in the car type of person. I do have Spotify Premium. I listen to Spotify on stream and such. But one of the big things is that since I listen to Spotify on stream, I put on one of two lo-fi playlists, and that has killed my Spotify Discover Weekly. Like, it is just worthless now to me because it's all lo-fi music. I used to get really interesting niche hip-hop and like some pretty lesser known things that I would not have heard of otherwise, and now I just get lo-fi instrumental album number 5 by Lou Bega, except it's not Lou Bega, it's like, you know, someone remixing. I wonder if anyone has remixed Lou Bega into lo-fi. The thing is, the answer is almost certainly yes, but I haven't searched it out. However, you know, I don't mind it. It's just I wish there was a little, like a little. I wish I hadn't set myself up like this. I wish I had set it up so that it was like I set like a new private session every time I go to stream, so that I can separate what I listen to versus what I listen to on stream, because stream, you know, I'm not putting on copyrighted background music that gets my Ratropolis VOD that I didn't think I was going to export it with a fucking takedown and removed off YouTube. By the way, that video is back. The Nightmare Mode 120 clear with the Merchant, my original video, the first YouTube video that I actually had take off in any way. It is returned to the YouTube. There is like a 3-minute portion of that video that is now muted due to copyright, but, you know, is back, in case you missed it. And I am still planning on working out. I think I'll probably do more attempts of this tomorrow, which will be tonight, actually. So, you know, not 100%, but maybe tune into the stream tonight. I might be playing Ratropolis, trying to get that Nightmare Mode victory. I would like to get a hard mode clear. That clear that I have is on normal mode. Hard mode clears, they're the same, but different. The same, but different, yeah. But you know what I mean. They're the same sort of goals, but you have less time, and the things that you used to hold need to be a little more secure. Right, losing a run to the frog, just eating all of my Duckling Riders isn't great. This is great. I'm very glad that I got the, like, this is, from this point we have it won. We have gotten past the annoying hard part of this game, and now we have gotten to the nice, easy, cheesy part, where we just chill and take it easy. Sip mojitos by the beach, if you will. You know, I would love to finish the radio host thought that I was on, but I have no idea what it was, if I'm honest with you. It's one of those, like, this isn't like I dropped a thought, this is more like I never had a good thought to begin with. Upgrade Relic is whatever, this is whatever. We'll upgrade Relic. Oh, yes. Of course. But yeah. I think the other thing that I had that I was going to talk about, but then got onto about the Bone Thugs, was I was going to talk about phone games, because I've been playing a lot of... I'm not really playing a lot, but I am a sucker for free phone games. So I do Duolingo. I've been, in my free time, casually learning Korean. Just like a little bit here and there. I've been working through this like hour-and-a-half long video of like learn Korean. And I've been doing it on Duolingo, just on and off. I'm not very good at all, like I can't say anything beyond like the very basics, and it's probably horribly pronounced, but it's just one of those things where I've always thought it would be cool to learn another language, and so, Duolingo, hey, I may as well, right? I've just been like learning it a little bit. If I see Korean around on the internet, I'll stop and I'll try to read it. And I'll be like, hey, I can read what this says, but I don't know what it means, right? Because like they have a phonetic alphabet. It's actually pretty easy to learn. I feel like the alphabet part was pretty easy for me to pick up. It's just the like the words and what they mean, of course, sound it out. But what does it mean? You feel? But I can read it relatively well. There's still a few characters that I get confused from time to time, but. On Duolingo, if you don't subscribe, which I do not, because I don't use it enough to really warrant a subscription. This is the part of the game where I go, man, why would I turn the fucking sound up? It's so loud. It's not even that loud, I don't think. It's just like, it's just such a sharp spike every time they shoot their guns. But they have ads, of course. And those ads are interesting because they are like, so it's like, I think there's like a specific mobile set of ads that like are linked together, right? Like maybe it's like something you, when you're designing your when you're designing your app, perhaps you have the option to install like this plugin. I don't know. I'm not a mobile developer yet. But all of these free games have the exact same ads and like the exact same format. And not like, oh, this is the same ad for a different thing. Like, I mean like literally the same ad. But, I don't mind. Because every now and then, like, it'll change, right? It rotates, which is why I imagine it's like handled by a third party or whatever. And that third party changes the ads from time to time. Whatever, I don't know how it works. Hey, if you do know how it works, maybe you work in app development, please feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But I like mobile games. I don't even know why, because I spend most of my day at this PC. Like, I barely look at them. But every now and then, it's like, I don't really want to play anything, but I don't want to do anything, and I'll just pull out one of these mobile games. I'm a big sucker for puzzle games. For a while I was doing New York Times crossword puzzle, but they want me to pay them $15 a month for that shit. And like, you got me fucked up. Like, you really got me fucked up if you think I'm paying that. Maybe sometime in the future, because it's really nice to be able to just like pull out my phone and do a crossword puzzle and just be like, yeah. And it's like, it's my big barrier for crossword puzzles. I may have talked about this when I was doing crossword puzzles, but my big barrier is always like, oh, well, I would love to think of a question that I can't have the answer to, but that's very hard. This is not me saying, God, I'm such a super genius that I know everything. This is me saying, like, I don't know what I don't know. But it's typically like, it'd be like, this 50s musician sang this hit song, and I'll be like, fuck, dude, I don't know. I wasn't even alive in the 50s, I don't think. But, or like, it's like a lot of pop culture stuff that I don't know. And so, on that question, I can look at that question and I can go, I will never figure this out. And then, like it'll be like, yeah, I'll never figure it out. So then when I'm finished with everything else on the crossword puzzle that I know, I can just like, fill in this question that I would never find the answer to, and like let the crossword puzzle solve it for me. Right, like, hey, what is this? And that like ups the accessibility of crossword puzzles to me by like 1,000,000%. Because, I'm pretty good at filling in blanks, right? It's like, okay, you got like first letter A, last letter. Wow, the first word that came to my mind, the first word Okay, I'll finish this one, right? First letter A, second letter V, last letter K, 7 letters. I don't know if that, also second letter A, Jesus Christ, not V. Anyway, the first word that I thought of, I was like, think of any word at all for a crossword puzzle clue. My answer, the word that came out of my mind, aardvark. Why? I don't fucking know. Got aardvarks on the brain, I guess. Probably because, like, that's maybe one of the first words in the English language. Like, if you were going to alphabetize them all. Did my brain literally just snap to the first word in the English language? Perhaps. Hey, this is fun. But no, I can't, like, I can solve something like that because that's a word I know, but if you give me, like, a proper name, I'm just gonna be like, fuck, dude, I have no idea. Every now and then, if their name is, like, Williams, I'll be able to figure it out, but, you know. Anyway. Basically, I've been playing a lot of free phone games. There's some really cool ones out there. If you have a phone game that you like, this is what I wanted to end this thought on. If you have a phone game, if you're into phone games and you have one that you're like, this is incredible, please tell me about it. I would love to hear about it so that I can check it out. I've been playing this one. I can't even think of what it's called, but it's like a little laser puzzle where there's, like, you know, it's pretty simple. There's lasers set throughout the floor. They really offered me Squire at the end of wave 29. What the fuck? But there's lasers throughout the floor, and you gotta connect them to the other, like 2 batteries, and there's stars that you can get to up your ranking on the level and things like that. You know, a pretty straightforward, simple puzzle game, but it's fun. Look how fast they are, my god. And I've been playing, I found this one called Murder in the Alps too, which is like a little murder mystery mixed with an I Spy game that's pretty fun. I've been playing a bit of that. It's really nice and it's free. Most of these free games, they are like freemium, you know, where it's like, oh yeah, well, you can play this, like Raid Shadow Legends, right? You can play this, but you're not going to make a lot of progress. However, a lot of these games I've been finding, it's like, yeah, you can just play this as much as you want. However, we're going to bombard you with ads. And it's like, it kind of sucks that I have to take like a 10 to 15 second break between each level, but you know, it's a free game, it's mindless, play like 5 levels a day, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, you know, I think this is the first time in this series that I've had a thought go longer than Ratropolis has gone. That's kind of cool. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to tell me about your favorite phone games in the comments so I can check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.